Hello friends, in this video we will talk about the storage in JavaScript. You might be thinking that is the JavaScript also has the storage, something like RAM or hard disk or SSD these days, right? Not exactly, but in JavaScript when you program, you need some storage to store the data. Definitely it will be on memory, or there is some kind of memory which can persist, right? So in this video we will talk about all the different types of storage which exist in JavaScript. First type of storage is cookies. These are not the cookies which you eat on a daily basis, but cookies in browser. You might have experienced these cookies. Some website ask when you visit them, this website has cookies, do you want to store or accept that request? You can deny or permit. So cookies are important, and why, first of all let's understand why these cookies are needed. So you have a client, and client is your browser, right? And it is contacting to some server. Now let's say this server needs some information that on which particular page you have visited, or in the past from that particular page you came to the new page. Or a new scenario is, let's say when you have logged into a website but you move to another page, and that another page has some restricted content which will be visible only when you are logged in. So to send this login information to the server for the second request, cookies are used, and there are so many other scenarios as well. So what happens? Cookies are basically key value pair, and these key and value can be only strings. Now when server send these cookies to the browser store those cookies if you have given permission, right? Now these cookies are stored. Now on the second request, let's say on another page, you made the request. This is the first request and this is the first request response. So I have represented 1 dash. Now you move to the second request. In the first request, let's say you have logged in. So server has given some authentication detail, some token. Now this token is stored in cookies. In the second request, this token has to be sent to the server, so that server understand that the particular type of client is already logged in, and this token can be valid for 1 day, for 5 minutes, whatever. There are different techniques for that authentication. We will talk on that particular topic on some other day, but today understand the cookies. So now in the second request, this token will be sent to the server, and so server understand with this that this particular user is logged in. Now this token is actually the key and value pair. Key can be a string, for example let's say token, and value can be again some string, like some long string which is representing some unique token. So this is how the cookies are stored. Now there are few properties we have to understand for cookies. Each cookies has some time limit, after which it will be expired. So server can send these properties, these attributes with each cookie, and these again will be some other key value pair but attributes of this particular cookie. So one is such expiry time, and these properties are honored by the browser. So browser itself clear this cookie, and there can be let's say some uh, some random variable that we can send for the property. Some mandatory cookies are there, some non-mandatory cookies are also there. So based on that, we can have few attributes, and these attributes will be sent again to the server, or browser interpret some of them so that it can handle these cookies. So this is all about the cookies. Our first storage of which is provided by JavaScript. Let's see second storage. Our second storage are this local storage or session storage. Now these storage are existing in the browser, and so let's first understand the local storage. Local storage again a kind of storage, but they are not needed to send in every request. So in cookies you have understood this, every time cookies has to be sent with each request, but this is not the case with these storage, session storage and local storage, and these are persistent till your session is not expired. So this session is basically for one session. Let's say you have opened a Facebook and you have not logged out, and in that particular browser you are browsing Facebook for, let's say, the whole day continuously, then the session is not terminated, right? So this session storage will contain some key value pair again, and which can be used by the client, the basically the web app which Facebook has created in this particular case, whereas the local storage can be these can basically exist after even the session is closed. So for example, you have logged out or you have terminated your browser and then you re-log in, then also you can see for that particular domain, I mean the facebook.com or google.com or any other XYZ website, this local storage exists and persists in the browser, and the next time they can read those local storage variables. Now you might be wondering why these storage are used, especially for local storage and session storage. These are very important information they can store, which will enhance your experience while browsing. So you might have seen this, some of the links, right, in a web page change their color, right? So there are some hyperlink which is blue, but then they become violet or some different shade of blue when you have once logged in, and this persists even when you log in or see that particular page after 5 days. It is because of this local storage, because in the local storage the website, they store this information for that particular domain, that okay, this particular link has been clicked by this particular user. But if you log in through some other web browser, or you clean up your all the local storage, then you will see the same color as it is not opened for any time. So this information helps in your user experience. Also it will help in storing some information so that the dynamic JavaScript which is running can be useful and make use of those informations, right? So it is very useful in the web development, but there is a restrictions, and this restriction is these key value pair can be there only in the local storage and session storage, and these can be a simple string, these cannot be in objects, right? But what if you need to store a lot of information in the web browser? Is it possible? Yes, my friends, it is possible. So let's see our third web storage, which is IndexedDB. Now there may be some cases where we have to store a lot of data in the browser itself so that the client web app function very well. And this data can be blob data, image, or any other long form of data. So this IndexedDB is a kind of DB which is of the small size DB which can exist in your browser settings and can store some information. The advantage of this, you can store some good amount of data. I think the limit is 5 MB, and it can store objects and blob objects like images, right? And definitely there is no limit on any particular key value pair. It can be of good length, good amount of length. So with IndexedDB, it provides a lot of flexibility and it brings experience like we are interacting with a application which is opened up in our let's say like desktop, right? But it is a web app. So web app is basically web application which is running in your browser. So for example, you might have opened Google Docs, right? Now Google Docs has lot of information which is, let's say you have rendering and your internet cut off, but it still has that information. And sometimes you can work even offline, right, with these applications. Now where this is all the data is stored, can you guess? Cookies can't be used, local storage can't be used because of the key value pair and the smaller length. It is the IndexedDB which gives you a good experience. Let's say when you add new content in the in the Google Doc after your internet got connected, then that data can be sent again to the server. So it is a very useful thing, and I'm sure now you have understood the cookies, web storage, this local storage in session, and IndexedDB. So can you recall from your experience while browsing the internet what applications have you have used which uses these type of storage? And if you are a seasoned programmer or learning programming in JavaScript, even in web development, then what type of storage will you prefer in your use case? Please let me know in the comment section what are your use case, and if you have any doubt, please post your question. I will be more than happy to answer them. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and share this video to your friends. It will help me to grow this channel. And with this note, I'll take a leave. This is BK from Manika signing off.